Well, I'm really thrilled, Dirceu, that you have come here to the European Parliament. It's a very significant visit for me because it strengthens and deepens a relationship that I already have as both a politician and a cultural activist who has visited the Amazon, which is where you're from. And you're an elected member, come here now to Europe to try and build these relationships between Europe and between Latin America, but particularly between Brazil and the frail ecosystem that exists within the Amazon. So I suppose for me the biggest question would be how do you see Europe as being really important for standing up for the sustainability of the Amazon ecosystem?
Julie está encantada que tu está aqui. Ela está feliz que, como deputada no estado do Pará, tu está aqui. Ela quer saber como você percebe a possibilidade de a colaboração do Parlamento Europeu para sustentar a Amazônia, que ela conhece, ela visitou o território que você representa. Como você está representando, percebendo as possibilidades, a colaboração aqui?
Bom, primeiramente agradecer de coração o convite, a possibilidade ímpar, única de poder conhecer o Parlamento Europeu, que na minha avaliação é o parlamento mais plural, mais diverso que nós temos em todo o mundo, que representa um continente.
First of all, he wants to say thank you from the bottom of his heart that you've invited him and that he's here, and he's particularly glad to be in the European Parliament, which he sees as a parliament which is very plural and has great commitment to Latin America.
Está sendo para mim um grande aprendizado. Voltarei para o Brasil com uma experiência muito boa e compartilharei todos esses valores e tudo aquilo que o Parlamento Europeu está discutindo, não só para a Europa, mas para o mundo.
For him it's been a great learning process, and he's going to go back carrying the values of the European Parliament, but also it's not just about Europe, he sees that you have a commitment to the world.
Eu e o Dan estamos sonhando e construindo juntos e com a população amazônica um projeto de bem viver amazônico.
We are working together to construct a project which is the Good Living Project, or Good Living Amazon Project, along with the indigenous peoples of the Amazon.
A construção de um novo paradigma pautado em novos valores, que zelem principalmente pela vida das futuras gerações.
We are constructing a project which is concerned with the sustainability, not just values, but the sustainability of the peoples of the Amazon.
E nós vemos e temos o Parlamento Europeu e a comunidade europeia como parceiros estratégicos na construção coletiva desse sonho.
We see, and actually we feel, we have the European Parliament as a partner in the construction and the realization of this dream.
Então a nossa vinda aqui é para plantar essa semente e semeá-la junto com vocês nessa colaboração entre poder público, iniciativa privada, setores da sociedade civil organizada, políticos aqui da Europa e também da Amazônia, para que juntos nós possamos preservar a Amazônia, já que a Amazônia representa hoje não só a sustentabilidade ambiental do nosso país Brasil, mas de todo o globo, de todo o mundo.
We are here to plant a seed. In fact, we're spreading a seed with the European Parliament, and we see the Amazonian territory not just as a place which is relevant for Brazil, but for the whole of the world. And the European Parliament has this commitment too.
Well, you are in a place where you have many friends.
Tu está num lugar onde tem muitos amigos.
Recently, when I returned from my visit to the Amazon, when I was back in the Parliament, together with some other MEPs, I helped to co-found a friendship group for Latin American indigenous people.
Recentemente, quando ela estava de volta da Amazônia, ela logo organizou uma rede de amigos de pessoas ou povos indígenas da Amazônia.
Yeah, and there are MEPs from many different political groups who come together around this issue.
Tem parlamentares daqui de diversos grupos políticos que se juntem em relação a essa questão fundamental.
I have also made 2 missions myself to look at the human rights abuses in Brazil, which are very serious.
Ela já realizou 2 missões para Brasil e para a Amazônia, porque ela reconhece que tem violações de direitos humanos gravíssimos acontecendo lá na Amazônia.
And these human rights abuses I witness are not just perpetrated against indigenous people, but also people of mixed ancestry and the poorest people, LGBTIQ people, women, children, youth.
Ela percebe que essas violações de direitos humanos não são limitadas só aos povos indígenas, mas ela percebe, ela sabe que a comunidade LGBT, a comunidade de pessoas negras, afro-indígenas, pessoas pobres, todas sofrem essa violência.
Tolerância religiosa também.
This religious intolerance as well, uma violação de direitos humanos.
Yeah. To some degree, we are experiencing what is a global attack, actually, on many of our fundamental human rights.
Nesse momento, em realidade, a gente está vivendo assalto sobre nossos direitos humanos no nível mundial.
Yeah. So I was pleased to speak twice in the parliament in Brazil on these issues, which I have witnessed with my own eyes in your country.
Ela está muito feliz que ela conseguiu falar 2 vezes no parlamento, no país, sobre essas violações de direitos humanos.
And what I would say is that we are both from the socialist and democratic family, and that we have a huge responsibility now to be as inclusive as possible for all the poorest people in the world whose human rights are being attacked.
Nós três, estamos numa família de socialistas, de democratas, e nós temos uma responsabilidade imensa de ser cada vez mais inclusivos para garantir que as pessoas pobres têm direitos humanos protegidos.
So I want you to know that there are bridges. Yeah, there are bridges between our continents, but there are also great friendships between us as sister parties.
Ela quer destacar, valorizar que tem pontes entre os continentes, entre os partidos, e nós temos valores em comum.
Yeah.
Julie, can I give you something from the region? Posso dar presente?
Claro.
So, Julie, I think to make these young people present, it's appropriate on this day to give you a calendar which celebrates your vision, our vision inside the Amazon. And these are young artists who, as you know, are also people defending human rights, defending the Amazon, believing in a good living Amazon, a good living world.
Yeah.
Believing in it. So may I give this to you? But I give this. And
Thank you. I think this is wonderful. It's a calendar, and we know that in a couple of months you will be returning here to the European Parliament with a larger delegation of indigenous people and young people too, in order to deepen and strengthen this friendship and to progress this project even further. And I'm really looking forward to that moment, because I think it will be unforgettable for those of us Europeans who care deeply about future sustainability, both for you but for us too.
I think these young people would admire everything you said, not least because you visited this community in Marabá, in the state of Pará. You sat on the ground with these young people, appreciating their art, but above all, appreciating their commitment to protecting the river Tocantins and to protecting the future of the world. And I think that seems to me the power, the authority of the European Parliament. You embody something which they will never forget, that a person came and actually experienced the Amazon, and then went home and began to advocate for a completely sustainable life. So thank you very much on their behalf.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Eu vou explicar tudo depois.
Tá. Para finalizar, eu acho que é importante nós termos a compreensão nesse momento que o Brasil e o mundo vive um período em que o discurso conservador, fascista da extrema-direita, infelizmente ganha espaço, principalmente diante da juventude. É fundamental que nós, que temos compromissos com as minorias, que temos compromisso com os direitos humanos, estejamos todos unidos numa corrente do bem, para que o bem possa vencer o mal, para que a esperança possa vencer o medo.
Oh, Dirceu is very aware that we're living this moment where not just inside Europe and inside Brazil, but in the world, the right is gaining greater and greater strength and space, and particularly influencing young people. And that it's very important that there are these qualities of good politics, of ethics, protecting human rights and protecting the future. And I know that these young people are particularly concerned that Europe remains a place of solidarity, a place of values, of cooperation. I really hope, for instance, that all of the friends that you and I have inside England, in Wales, in Ireland and Scotland continue to play a living role in the future of Europe, because it has an enormous importance for them, but they also have a deep sense of solidarity with the Amazon and with peoples throughout the world. So I really hope that this kind of project is good for Europe, not just good for the Amazon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.